Noah Barkley with Crazy, and welcome to David and Other David Ramble On.
I'm David Bradley.
And I'm David Jackson.
Let's ramble on, shall we?
And so I hope you had a good week coming up today. We're getting our usual TV talk, film review, as well as our funny news stories, and a little bit of improv, as well as our trivia questions and lots more. So people stick around, see if you had a good week.
Eh.
And so if you want to get in touch, then you can email us at davids@ragradio.co.uk, or you can also find us on Facebook by searching David and Other David Ramble On. And also you can go and check out our the first episode of our podcast from last week. That's still up at the moment, so go and check that out as well. And so now should we go to some more music?
Yep, this is B.B. King, How Blue Can You Get? They clearly put out Filth a couple of months too early because it's all set around Christmas. It's my new favourite Christmas movie.
Yeah.
That and Die Hard. Christmas movies. Yippee-ki-yay.
And there was Emily Sandé with Next to Me.
And before that, we had B.B. King with How Blue Can You Get?
And so now we're going to be having our funny news stories.
Yes. I'm not with it tonight. Just give me a moment. That's a lot of Kindle.
Well,
Live, everybody.
Well, there's nothing like live, is there?
Okay. Plane lands with wheel missing.
Okay.
A Vietnam Airlines plane landed in the popular tourist city of Da Nang. I think that's it. I don't know even know it. This week, minus a wheel, but nobody on board noticed.
Okay.
The incident on Monday involved a type of plane. I don't know what it says. ATR-72 turboprop. The same model as the Lao Airlines plane that crashed last week. When the aircraft was already in the parking lot, technicians found a broken front axle and one missing wheel. The affected plane is now being investigated, rightly so, and they say the incident is rare, but who knows how rare it really is. That's pretty incredible, isn't it? That you can land a plane with one wheel, or with a meal missing.
Yes.
A meal missing? A wheel missing.
A wheel missing.
I had to go at you for not being able to talk last week. Yeah. Again, this is the joys of live.
Yes.
And me trying to figure out my Kindle. Okay. SpongeBob headstone removed by Ohio cemetery. A cemetery in the United States. Oh, sorry, in the U.S. state. I'm rubbish tonight. I'm like you tonight.
Thanks.
A cemetery in the US state of Ohio has angered the family of a military veteran by removing a SpongeBob SquarePants headstone from her grave. Kimberly Walker's loved ones, they put up a 7-foot stone carving of SpongeBob SquarePants wearing an army uniform with her name and rank on it.
Oh.
And the cemetery initially approved it, but then said it was not appropriate, and they want it put back.
Yes.
And they said that the cemetery said they're going to refund them.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's right. I think they should put it back.
Yeah, especially if it was like sort of her wish for that to happen, or it was like it's the family's way of thinking that'd be the best way to sort of kind of remember in a way, or remember what she liked, maybe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, it's a weird headstone. Yeah. But I've seen weirder.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to the Forever Cemetery in Hollywood, and there's the Joey Ramone. I think it's Joey Ramone. It's either Joey or Johnny Ramone. And he has a big statue of himself, like raising his fist in the air, like he's all punk. But he was all punk. Great punk band. Okay, stupid Kindle.
Please go and hold while we connect you.
Okay. Justin Bieber fan spends $100,000 on plastic surgery to look like the singer.
Okay.
A 33-year-old man
Yeah.
named Toby Sheldon has spent nearly $100,000 over the course of 5 years on plastic surgery to try and look like Justin Bieber. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's just why in the first place.
I don't know.
Does he even look like in the picture?
No, he really doesn't. He has maybe the same eyebrows now.
Yeah.
But, so look at the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those listening at home, you can go on to it's on Billboard.com that you can find this, and try and tell me that he looks anything like him. I won't believe you. It's stupid. I think the worst part is that he's 33. which is, old enough to know better.
Yeah.
Fair enough if you like his music.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to call it.
A bit extreme to the max, basically. Yeah.
I like a lot of musicians, but I don't want to look like them.
Well, people always joke about people getting celebrities' faces tattooed to their heads and everything. Okay, that's a really crazy thought. Anyway, so shall we go to some more music now?
Yes, while we ponder over this man's insanity. This is Tom Jones, Didn't It Rain?
There is David Gray with The One I Love.
And before that, we had Tom Jones with Didn't It Rain?
And so now we're on our first discussion piece. And this week there was an article released that Panorama are planning to do a documentary about allegations against Comic Relief, although it's been threatened to have been shelved, but they're planning to still go ahead of it. And basically the accusations are that Comic Relief have, I'm not quite sure whether it's from when they started or it's still going, that the money that's raised, a lot of it gets invested instead of actually going straight to the charities. And sort of only a percentage of it goes to the charities. And so it's sort of like this kind of thing of, can we really then give all our trust in these sort of big charities, really?
Is Comic Relief the one that's on BBC?
It's
the other one?
No, they're both.
Oh, they're both on BBC.
Comic Relief is the one that's in Spring.
Yeah.
So you have a Comic Relief and the Sport Relief.
Comic Relief's the one that's with Red Nose Day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that one.
Yeah.
And
they're both awful. They're both really terrible entertainment.
Yeah.
I'm sure the charities do a lot of good, but maybe they don't.
Well, I mean, I think because you often think, obviously, when people watch these shows and stuff, and also they are quite some well-known, Comic Relief, Sport Relief, Children Need, these sort of big name charities that are quite well known, and then you expect all this money that they do get, which is obviously in the millions and the millions, that it would be going straight to the people and not actually being invested. I mean, maybe if it's sort of allegations of from when they first started, maybe that was sort of a little bit investment into, so they could be a bigger organisation or something like that. But I mean, if it's going into apparently it's going to investment in other companies and private companies and stuff like this. So we should really, though, be able to trust that these charities will give the money out, really, that we give them.
Well, so you're saying this, but is there proof of them doing this? And to what extent are they doing that? I mean, I don't know the facts here. Well, I can't really form an opinion.
Well, as far as I know, I think there's some proof, because I think kind of often with a Panorama investigation, they have to have some sort of form of proof before they can sort of go ahead with it. And I think there is kind of.
I'm sorry. Have you seen the Panorama one on video games?
No.
They have no proof. They are pure speculation. They are biased. They do not present They don't just present facts. They present an opinion.
Yeah.
So Panorama aren't exactly the best ones to be trusted.
Yeah.
With regards to putting out the information.
But I think, obviously with these claims made, I think there is some sort of evidence around it. It wasn't specific in the article that I read, because I don't think it would be allowed to because of legal reasons and all this stuff like this. But I think the idea of money not going to places that we want it to go is quite a bad thing, really. But
money is still going to the places that we want it to go, whether or not it's all of the money. I'll be honest, I don't think anyone ever would have really thought that all the money would be able to go to these places.
Yeah.
And you know what? The main thing I'm still annoyed at them is that the entertainment is so bad on these shows. Yeah. I know this seems like a really petty thing, but Comic Relief, it's the clue's in the title, isn't it? Comic. It should be funny. Alan Partridge is funny on it, that's about it.
Yeah. I think
Children in Need, don't get me started on Children in Need. That's just my annual complaint at the television-a-thon.
Yeah. Your Facebook on those things.
Yeah. It's a good job we don't have a TV at the moment. I won't be able to watch it this year. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, because people hate me when it's Comic Relief.
I know.
People have actually argued against me, saying, how dare you? They do such good things for charity. I'm like, well, I'm not denying that. I'm just saying it's an entertainment program. It should be entertaining. I've got nothing against them doing the bit for charity. I I'm all for helping that. But, just put on something fun. I don't want to see a CGI teddy bear dancing with a dog. That literally happened in last year's Children in Need. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, I think obviously I would like to think that all the money does go to these places, obviously, that we give the money for, and all these causes that they often obviously they show in the films that they show and stuff like this. And it's good. I think they're sort of what their main aim is good. I mean, obviously, they're trying to raise all this money, and yes, they are doing it through an entertainment format, which they probably think is probably the best format to be able to use, because obviously, sort of relying on people to just sort of give money off their own back, really, and sort of not expect to get anything back, is a kind of
also, and they do all the really sad manipulative films. Has anyone told David Tennant about this? Because whenever he's in those films, he's like so invested, and he's like, just 50p. What's that? That'll save so many lives, and he's like crying, and he's like, and it's like, has anyone told him? Because if he finds out the money's not going where he thinks it is, he's gonna kill some people. He's gonna go find the people who are in charge of Children in Need and go punch them in the face, and that'll be much more entertaining to watch than the CGI teddy bear dancing with Pudsey the dog. Come on, let's make this happen, people.
But I mean, if they have been obviously not giving all the money and stuff, I think obviously they do need to be sort of sort of exposed. And then I don't know exactly what would happen if they were found. I don't know whether there's any sort of legal stuff that happens with all that anyway. But I think we sort of need to hope that hopefully these are sort of wrongful claims, really, and sort of hope that these charities are trying to do the best they can, really. So should we go to some more music now?
Yeah, so we'll just leave you on the image of David Tennant punching Sir Terry Wogan in the face. Come on, I've just dropped the mouse. Things are going well tonight.
People.
So yeah, David Tennant, Terry Wogan, boxing ring. In fact, no. David Tennant's ring's the street. Yeah. This is Gary U.S. Bonds, Out of Work.
So that was fun. We are young.
So you're doing it now. And before that was Gary U.S. Bonds with Out of Work.
It had to happen. It had to. You can't go through without me going wrong. And
it's kind of sad when you think about it.
And now we're going to get
go cry now.
Oh, well, why are you doing that? We'll get to our trivia questions. You done?
I'm done now.
And now my trivia question for today is what 70s children's show has the BBC announced will be returning?
I think I might know an answer to this one. I'm not sure if it's the right one. Anyway, since we were just talking about Children in Need and Comic Relief, my question is, in what year was the first BBC charity appeal broadcast, and how much did it raise?
What of what, the first one ever, or
the BBC's first broadcast charity appeal?
Okay.
In what year, and how much did it raise?
Okay. So if you want to get in touch, email us at davids@ragradio.co.uk, or you can also get in touch by going to our Facebook page, where we'll be putting the questions up soon, and to make sure you get these answers quickly, because it'll be revealed later on in the show. And still come up, we're getting our film review, as well as our TV talk and our dramatic reading.
Yep. Now this is Irma Thomas, Wish Someone Would Care.
And there was Birdie with Shine.
And before that we had Irma Thomas with Wish Someone Would Care.
And now we're going to be having our film review.
Yes. I saw a couple of films this week. I'm trying to remember what the first one was. My mind's gone blank.
Live, everyone.
Leave your message at the tone.
What?
Leave your message at the tone.
Please come back when we've got a normal service resumed. Do you want to check your Facebook?
Genuinely, it's gone.
Oh,
Escape Plan. How can I forget Escape Plan? How can I forget a film about Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to break out of an inescapable prison with Vinnie Jones as one of the guards? How did I forget this? I was tweeted by Arnold Schwarzenegger because I liked this film. How can I forget the film that made Arnold Schwarzenegger tweet me? What is wrong with me? I'm gonna go. The show's done. I'm leaving. Okay, I'm back.
Yes, we read.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Yeah, so Arnold Schwarzenegger tweeted you.
Yes, I tweeted Arnold Schwarzenegger sister on saying that I really enjoyed the film. It felt like a proper 80s movie to me. And Arnold Schwarzenegger tweeted back saying, thanks. And now my Twitter is just constantly full of people retweeting that and favouriting that. It's ridiculous. It's insane. It's a really good film. It's a whole lot of fun. Like I say, it feels like an 80s film to me.
Yeah.
You know, both Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger bring their top game. And, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger is playing an Austrian for possibly the first time in his entire career. You know, so him having an Austrian accent actually makes sense.
Yeah.
He delivers a speech in German at one point. It's really good.
Right.
They've both actually gotten really good as actors in recent years.
Yeah.
And I think both of them have a bit more sort of input into the films now. Whereas before, you know, they were just they were getting told what to do. And I very much like that they seem to be improving in terms of their acting. Obviously, they can't do as much action as they used to be able to because they're old now.
Yeah.
But I very much like the way things are going for them at the moment, and I can't wait for Expendables 3. And I also saw Captain Phillips. I remember that one because this is the film about based on true events. Tom Hanks is a captain of a cargo ship that gets raided by pirates.
Right.
Somalian pirates, and they're pretty nasty, and it's just so tense. Literally, I spent like large amounts of the movie just sitting there, like leaning further and further forward in my seat, going like,
yeah,
breathe. You know, literally, if I'd been biting my nails at all the nail biting moments, I wouldn't have fingers. It's so good. One of the best films I've seen in a long time.
Did you put that on the poster?
Yeah, man.
And is that it?
That's the only ones I've been to see.
Okay. Any come up soon?
I still need to see The Fifth Estate.
Yeah.
Although I think tomorrow might be the last night of that, so I don't know if I'm going to get to. Don't know if I can be bothered. I've not heard good things about it anyway.
No.
But I'm trying to think if there's anything coming out in the next couple of weeks. Nothing. I think I saw seeing Captain Phillips last night. I saw a trailer for the film Saving Mr. Banks, which is about the making of Mary Poppins.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And Tom Hanks is playing Walt Disney.
And
it's made by Disney, so it's in no way going to show that Walt Disney was in fact not that nice.
Yeah.
That it's not going to be a warts and all story, but it looks so nice. It looks so sweet. My teeth fall out just watching the trailer. I'm so nice, no teeth.
I think it was the because they've had the British film. Is it Industry Festival? I was in London this week, and that was the final showing that they had of it. So I think it's quite a sort of weird thing. It's like a film about a film.
There's lots of films about films.
Yeah. So.
One of the big successes last year was Hitchcock.
Yeah.
Which was about the making of Psycho.
Yeah.
Which wasn't as good as The Girl.
That was really good. That was. And it's so complicated now. TV talk. So I said a little bit of improv and our dramatic reading. So stay tuned, and we go to some more music now.
Yep. This is Ray Charles, Unchain My Heart.
So there's One Republic with Counting Stars.
And before that we had Ray Charles with Unchain My Heart.
And now we'll be having our little bit of improv today.
It's a little bit of a game.
Yes. And so what's our game today?
Our game today it's based on a hashtag that was out a couple of weeks ago, and I think it's still relevant because they just did the new trailer, didn't they, for the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who? So it's a Doctor Who themed one, and it is Doctor Who sitcoms. So you combine Doctor Who with a pre-existing sitcom, and so for example, one I came up with at the time was Time and Relative Dimensions in Spaced.
Okay. Only Daleks and Cybermen.
Okay, so it's like only Fools and Horses, yeah. Okay. Married with children who are older than their parents.
Okay.
One of the good ones that I saw was Steptoe and Sontaran. I like that one.
Yeah.
I did one I got with the Black Guardian goes forth.
What about TARDIS all hours?
No, that doesn't really work.
No.
No, that's not very good. I don't think you're good at this game.
Well, there's just all the sitcoms going in my head now.
Actually, there are no sitcoms ever. The Master in the Middle.
Last of the Daleks.
What's that movie?
What?
What's that? What's sitcom?
Last of the Summer Wine.
Ah, so it just kind of need to be a pun for this to work. You know, something like time and relative dimensions in space, gentlemen, please. You know, something awful like that.
Yeah.
I've never watched the show.
But the League of Scar.
And again, there'd be League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Is that meant to be? Yeah, I've heard it's League of Gentlemen.
Oh, it's just League. Oh, so I'm thinking of something complete. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm thinking of the really good comic that's a really bad movie. Oh, my bad. Yeah, the League of Gentlemen. So there's got to be something you can do for the League of Gentlemen.
I want to do one for a low, but I can't think of one.
Actually, I saw one for a low. It was Alon Z.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was just like, blink, blink, blink.
No, again, there've got to be puns for this to really work.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
I know it is difficult actually. It's harder than you think.
Yeah, it's also then because obviously when you know it, and then you're trying to think, how can I turn it into a relevant thing?
Again, just like something like Black Guardian books.
Yeah.
Again, the Black Guardian. Any show that has black in the title.
Yeah.
You know, Black Guardian works, but not a lot of people know who it is. Or Black Orchid books, because that was an episode.
Oh yeah.
From Peter Davison.
Yeah.
See, some of them you've got to be obscure and just mess with people.
Yeah. Just trying to think of anything anymore now at the moment.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult.
Have you got any?
Dalek's Army.
No.
I think this has run its course.
Yeah, I think it's run its course.
Yeah.
So we're still getting our TV review, which will be coming up next, and then we'll be getting our dramatic reading and our trivia answers.
Yes, and probably some other stuff too, I'm sure, because we've still got an hour left.
Yes.
So this is Stevie Wonder, Isn't She Lovely?
There was Adele with Make You Feel My Love.
No, with Someone Like You.
Someone like you.
Tisk, 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 tisk. And there was Stevie Wonder before that with Isn't She Lovely? Not Superstition. Isn't She Lovely?
No.
The right song, I say.
So now we're having our TV review. My first one I'm going to talk about today is what was the second half of Stephen Fry's documentary.
So I haven't watched that.
Which is out there. And it was, again, this sort of went around further parts of the world, and it went to India, where they do have quite a sort of very open, sort of accepting culture there. Although but there's this sort of sector, sort of like the transgender. They've got like a name for it. I can't remember what it was.
Transgender?
No, like a sort of like an Indian name for them, because they used to be part of, apparently, like before like the British came, they were quite sort of revered, and they were sort of quite in high esteem in India, but they've sort of now fallen into sort of like the seen as like lower social status at the moment. But what was good was there's this good moment of where Stephen Fry is going along, and he just finds this gay shop. And it was just like really good to sort of see this kind of sort of good sort of openness. And then he went to sort of other places, and he went to Russia, where they're trying to stop people, and people have been attacked, and
a lot of bad stuff going on. There's a lot of people campaigning to try and get the Winter Olympics moved.
Yeah, and it was again sort of like he went to meet the person who is putting through, the politician who wants to put this bill through to stop. I think it's to sort of obviously stop people trying to reverse all the gay rights that they've already given them in the past. And they've kind of it was again, he was going. Stephen Fry was really going for it. He was really sort of going for it.
What they're doing in Russia is disgusting.
Yeah.
It is absolutely. I mean, they're beating people up in the streets.
Yeah.
For being people,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
For just being who they are.
and
that's not right.
And it's sort of, especially when you hear what this guy was saying, and he was going on and on and on and all about all this stuff like this, and them often saying gay, because there's a thing throughout this where the people who are against it are always going, gay people are recruiting, we're trying to stop gay people from recruiting people, and Stephen Fry is always like, no, you don't recruit people, they don't go out and recruit people and stuff like this. And I think it's a really good documentary to show how obviously we still have some places still a long way to go, but others are quite accepting, and we really need to sort of have a good point of where everyone can just come over to the positive side.
Are you saying that people in Russia think that gay people can go out and go to someone in the street, I hand them a leaflet and say, have you considered being gay?
Well, yeah,
to recruit. Yeah. They really think that's how it works.
Well, that's what they're trying to sort of put a law to stop that. Well, it's like to stop you promoting your sexuality. So it's like, for instance, because Stephen Fry talks to a family with a gay lesbian couple who have 2 children who are both straight, but they're saying that because it's like to minors it is. So like the daughter who's underage, the parents could get prosecuted for promoting their sexuality because they're 2 lesbian parents.
It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. I mean, this is. I know it's, and it's like the rule of the internet that you shouldn't just equate things to Nazis, but essentially the way Russia are acting, it's like the Nazis towards the Jews.
The people in the documentary, they mention Nazis, like they actually mention there are still Nazi sympathisers there.
I'm just about it's in terms of the way they're prosecuting people and stuff like that. There are a lot of similarities to the Nazi regime towards Jews.
Yeah.
and also the Nazis towards gays.
Yeah.
And the Nazis just towards people. The Nazis weren't very nice. We don't like the Nazis here. Bad Nazis. I just want it on record. Nazis and cancer are bad. Both of them. I don't like either. I don't know your opinion, but that's fine.
Well, of course.
I don't know.
So another show to talk about is Piers Morgan's Life Stories, where they have interviews, sort of obviously with celebrities. But often what happens with this is that they're quite revealing of celebrities. You can get sort of a quite good different side. For instance, we've had the last one was Julian Clary, and sort of it sort of goes beyond. Obviously, he's quite known for his sort of camp innuendo, sort of humour that he does, and he's all this sort of outrageousness.
And putting pictures of flowers on Twitter. He does that a lot.
But it's like good sort of, you get to sort of see this sort of serious side of it, and you sort of obviously learn more about them. And often, in these things, you really can sort of get to a heart of someone who's maybe often even sort of been chastised for something, or seen as sort of a different personality, really. And then I'm just trying to think of another show that I've got. I think if I don't say it for a moment, because most of the other stuff is like ongoing at the moment that I've already mentioned early on. Is there anything that you've watched?
I've not much of it. I watched more of the Michael J. Fox show, which I don't think I've talked about on it. It's a few episodes in. It's fun. It's Michael J. Fox making fun of his own Parkinson's a fair bit of the time. Yeah. And I'm okay with this. A lot of the jokes miss. A lot of time it's not that funny. But then when it is funny, it's really funny. Yeah. It's like Michael J. Fox like throwing something at someone and just going, "Oh, sorry, Parkinson's." Yeah. And I'm okay with it. I'm weirdly okay with them making fun of Parkinson's. I probably shouldn't be, but it's Michael J. Fox. He can get away with it. He has Parkinson's, so yeah, why not? Yeah.
So still coming up, we're getting our dramatic reading, as well as our trivia answers and some more discussion and music. Yeah. So let's go to some now.
Yeah, this is Dr. John, Such a Night.
So there was Carlton for Girls with This Ain't a Love Song.
And before that was Dr. John with Such a Night.
And now we have our dramatic reading.
Oh yes, good heavens!
And
Let me find it.
what is
there it is.
our choice for today?
Well, I figured I haven't done a song in a while.
No.
So, when I read out songs in dramatic style, but only someone of my calibre can carry off. Yeah. And so I figured, well, you said a Beatles song.
Yeah.
And I thought, what's a weird Beatles song? And I thought, what did Lennon say? I am the walrus. Extra points if you got that reference. I am he, as you are me, and we are all together. See how they run like pigs from a gun. See how they fly. I'm crying. Sitting on a cornflake, waiting for the van to come. Corporation t-shirt. Stupid Tuesday. Man, you've been a naughty boy. You let your face grow long. I am the Eggman. They are the Eggmen. I am the walrus. Goo goo gachoob.
Ooh, well done there.
Yeah. You could not sing goo goo gachoob.
No. And
also, I had to skip a word in the middle of trying to because it was
bit blue.
What would it be? It's not that bad. It was more describing the way your finger would be after a cut. But I'm not sure if I can say that. I don't know. I don't know the rules. It's after 9 o'clock. I should be able to say anything.
We should play safe. Play safe.
I should be able to say anything I want.
Next week we'll be having. We've already got our dramatic reading chosen because next week we're going to be having a Halloween special, of course. With it being the
that
day
was my
before.
witch's cackle. Can you do a witch's cackle?
I don't think.
Do it! That was awful. It was like a little schoolgirl. Mine was a witch's cackle. Yours was a little schoolgirl playing.
We're still going to be getting some more chat and music, but we also be having our answers to the trivia question.
Yep. Now this is Taj Mahal, Queen Bee.
Send in.
I know. I'm paying attention. I'm awake.
So there's Jake Bill with Broken.
And before that we had Taj Mahal with Queen Bee.
And now we're having our next discussion piece.
What are we talking about?
This article was published with a survey saying that too many young people are using the internet to I can't remember where it was now to was it
see what it says on the document?
Yeah.
Risky behaviour.
Yeah, risky behaviour.
Ooh, sounds naughty. Sounds downright saucy even.
I think the age group they looked at is obviously sort of like things like 9 to 11 kind of age or even above, and they're kind of sort of saying how they're on the internet and they're overuse it too much. They're contacting people through social media. They're organising meet up with people. They're obviously the video game thing is coming to this again. Obviously that they're playing. They're being able to play like games that are not appropriate to their ages and all this kind of stuff. So, but do you think we are not really? Do you think they can be sort of trusted to be online at that sort of early age? Really?
I think they can if the parents are monitoring them.
Mm.
I would say at this kind of issue, a lot of it isn't on the kids; it's on the parents.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones who should be checking to make sure that their kids aren't doing anything inappropriate.
Yeah. And
I'm not saying kids who do this all have bad parents.
No.
Some of them might do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know them. But my point is that kids are very very susceptible, and the internet is full of a lot of strange things.
Yeah.
And so if you're not keeping a close eye on them, and I think it's pretty impossible to keep kids away from the internet nowadays.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
So if you're not really keeping an eye on them, then yeah, they're going to find these things.
I think sort of like when you're that age, you're you sort of the world that you have is kind of it's obviously smaller than obviously say the people our age now, because obviously you might only have like say the few friends in primary school or early high school, and you sort of obviously this idea that obviously they will be able to meet up with them through social networking, which is obviously a good thing obviously for them to be able to sort of develop friendships and all this stuff like this. But yes, obviously as you were saying, there are things, there is parental controls and there are ways that can be done, and this survey did sort of, well, the conclusion to it did sort of say it's up to sort of parents to be able to make sure that they get involved though as well, like they maybe help online, say if they need to do any homework and they need to do any research online and stuff like this, that the parents are more involved in that aspect really.
Well, also, you know what else the parents can do? Say, kids, I'm turning off the computer. Go outside. Go play. Go read a book. Go have fun. Don't just, I'm not saying the internet isn't fun. There's plenty of fun things on the internet. Not like that. Naughty. No, I'm just saying that, again, I very much think a lot of this should be on the parents, and that they should just take more responsibility for their kids. And, well, not even responsibility, just try and make sure the kids are okay. Just keep an eye. My parents would have never wanted me doing anything bad, and they would have made sure I wasn't.
No.
Otherwise, I would have been punished.
Yeah.
Flashbacks.
I think they've been the kind of. Obviously, these can sort of obviously these bad things can happen. Children can end up maybe because they're maybe not as aware of the dangers. So they can maybe getting contacted by someone, and they can end up meeting up with them, or they can either find stuff on the internet that's obviously not appropriate to their age, and it's probably quite an easy thing to do for that. So if like say parents or even schools are sort of saying to the kids, okay, this is how you use the internet, this is how you do certain things, and these are the things you should really avoid really.
I think the social media thing of the kids using Facebook, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with like 10-year-olds having Twitters. Because also people like me are on Facebook and Twitter, and I say horrible things. Sometimes, every now, not all the time, but sometimes, I might write a big rant where I swear at a bunch of things, and that's not appropriate for kids to see. I know someone. I'm not going to mention any names, but I don't think she listens, but still, I know. Pretty much the day after she had a baby, she made the baby a Facebook account. And I'm not okay with that. I'm barely okay with people putting pictures of the kids on Facebook. Because there's weirdos out there that I don't want to go into it. I really don't. I think there's meant to be age limits. Obviously, very easy to fake and just say, "Oh yeah, I'm 18," or I'm 16, or whatever the age is for Facebook. I can't remember.
I think there was another thing in the survey where it was saying that how cyberbullying is sort of seen as sort of accepted as something that's something that could happen. So it's like if it's like say if you accepted that you probably would get bullied at school, but and it's sort of seen as a normal thing that happens. But it should never really be seen as that. Cyberbullying especially shouldn't really be seen as something of the norm of the internet, because it's something that's destroying it.
They do try and teach kids against cyberbullying, but the point is, there's always going to be there. There's always going to be bullies in any form, and that's not nice. That's again. I've said before, I have a lot of bad things. I have a lot of bad personal experiences with bullying. I don't like bullies.
No,
but it's a sad fact that they are there. But I think in terms of online stuff, Facebook and Twitter, kids shouldn't be allowed those, because that is what really opens them up. Because when you're that age, you think you can say anything to anyone, and you're very impressionable. So if you see someone effing and blinding all over the internet, and then you're going to go and try and use that on someone else, and then they're going to turn it back on you and be even harsher, and it's going to really hurt you just because you don't understand. And obviously at 10 or whatever, you do understand. You're not stupid at that age, but you're still young, you're still naive, I would say.
See, I think because I don't know whether because as a parent, if I was a parent now, I don't know whether I would think sort of that at that age they should be on. Well, obviously as I say, sort of with the social media and stuff like that, but like on the internet properly. I mean, if it was just, I would say if it was just for their homework, they needed to do research or something. That was it. That would be kind of it that they would have. That they wouldn't have a sort of full on interaction with it really.
Well, you know how I did homework when I was a kid? In a book.
Yeah.
With a pen and paper.
Oh yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think from what I can remember, we didn't have sort of. Well, I didn't have sort of access to the internet until I was probably like what 13, 14 probably.
I think I probably had it round about 10.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there wasn't Facebook or Twitter or anything like that.
It wasn't as big obviously as it is now.
Yeah, what was there on the internet? There was helpful sites for children.
Yeah.
It was
and MySpace.
I don't know. I never had MySpace.
Yeah.
That's the trouble. Things have changed in a way that I don't think anyone expected back when we were kids.
No.
So, and it's going to change within the next 10 years. I guarantee it'll be completely different.
Yeah.
So, who can say?
And so now we go to some more music.
Yes, I think we'd better. This is Tom Waits, the Tom Waits pick of the week. Yeah. The piano has been drinking.
And then we had the Mumford & Sons with God and Satan.
No, you didn't.
Sorry.
Biffy Clyro.
Sorry, Biffy Clyro.
Why can't you
God
pick
and Satan.
You all the songs you picked. You don't remember because they all sound the same.
Well, no,
they all sound like the same people, and they're all rubbish.
No, because when I was choosing the music, I had ones from like Mumford & Sons and obviously other ones
because
that
they all sound the same
to
and they're all rubbish. All your songs are rubbish. That's what it is.
I think we'll get our trivia answers now.
And before we had not Mumford & Sons, we had Tom Waits, the Tom Waits pick of the week.
Yeah.
With The Piano Has Been Drinking. A song that's secretly all about his alcoholism.
Cheery. Now we have our trivia answers, and mine one was what was the 70s children's TV show that the BBC has announced will be returning?
I'm going to take a wild step in the dark because I don't know at all.
No.
And say The Herbs.
No.
Herbidaceous. Do you remember The Herbs?
No, I don't know.
I'm a very friendly lion called Parsley.
It was the Clangers. It was.
Bringing back the Clangers?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, they're going to ruin it. I don't even know anything about the new production, but they're going to ruin it.
And your...
That's my clanger impression.
And your answers?
My questions were: in what year was the first BBC charity broadcast appeal? That was the first part.
I want to guess at 1980.
That is the first year of Children in Need, but that wasn't the question. The question was, when was the first BBC charity appeal, which was 1927 on the radio on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And the second question was, how much did they raise? And you'll just have to give me a moment while I find the answer on my thing again. Why did I close the page? No.
Buffering.
Okay, the page is going up. Hold on. Stall for time. Okay, how much do you think they would have raised in 1927? Broadcast on a 5-minute radio broadcast on Christmas Day.
About 100,000.
£1,143, which back then, pretty good amount of money.
Yeah, it would have been quite a lot actually over that. So
I don't know the complete conversion rate, but I'm going to guess about a jillion.
And so, make sure you go and listen again. You can go and find our podcast by going to
dandodramble.podbean.com. And also, I got told off last week for not plugging our American friend, whose name I will mention this week.
Okay.
I'm playing it by her rules. So, Maria.
Yes.
Maria from America and her show, The Frozen Banana Happy Hour, which you can listen to at frozenbanana.podbean.com. Are you happy now, you Yankee?
I'm sure she is, and she actually gave us she said that our podcast was quite good, didn't she?
Yes, she said her roommates love it.
Yeah.
Which suggests to me that she hates it. Yankee!
He's going to keep going.
No, it's a thing. It's our little game.
Yes. And so if you want to get in touch throughout the week, you can go to davids@ragradio.co.uk, or you can also find us on Facebook by searching David and Other David Ramble On. And make sure you go and check out the podcast. And so now this is going to be it from us today.
Yes, you didn't say me this week. Well done. Well done. I'm David Bradley.
And I'm David Jackson.
Let's ramble off with Wilson Pickett in the Midnight Hour.